Hi, got a question for you. Do you love yourself? Seriously, do you love yourself? Not just like yourself, but do you love yourself? Because it's really important. It's the best thing you can do for yourself. It's also the best thing you can do for everybody else around you. Because if you don't like yourself, you don't love yourself, how do you express that to other people? If you don't have that love inside you, how does it come out? Think about this. You have to love yourself. You have to love your life. I know so many people who say things like they hate their life or they hate their body. Yeah. And I'm going to, I used to be there. I was there. I was there. I was there. We start to get the belly or the arms or anything. And we start to say things like, oh, I just wish this belly would go away. I just wish I could get rid of this. And that's okay to want it, change. It's okay to want to eat healthier. It's okay to want to release weight. I don't talk about losing it because don't really want to find it again. So it's okay to want to release weight. It's okay to want to get more toned, to walk more, to do these healthy things. But when you talk about it's tone of voice, and it's words. I just wish I could get rid of this belly. Doesn't sound nice. Let's just say it without emotion. I just wish I could get rid of this belly. Well, if you get rid of your belly, think about this. If you get rid of your belly, lots of things could go on with that. It could end up being surgery to remove your stomach. Don't want to go there myself. Don't want to go there. So, or I wish I could lose this weight. Well, it does make it sound like you want to find it again later, like your car keys, your wallet. You know. And also, I wish I could lose this weight. Well, there's lots of ways to lose weight without. So I used to years ago even. I would say I wanted to release the fat in my body, which I thought was much better than just saying lose weight because I could lose weight by losing an arm or a leg. So I'm talking about losing the fat because I always thought of that as well. That's around the belly and the tush, but I don't even say that anymore because I got to thinking: are there other ways I could lose it, quote unquote, or even release it that aren't healthy, that aren't the way I want to get rid of it? So then I want to release this weight in a healthy manner by eating healthy, drinking water. And I found that all of those work a little bit, but then it becomes this thing about what is eating healthy. Yes, I know there's keto and there's gluten free and there's even Atkins. I think it's still around. I hear people talk about it once in a while. There's paleo, there's whole foods. There's so many different ways to eat healthy. My 91-year-old mother still thinks chicken is healthy because they raised them in the backyard or front yard, I don't know which yard. They raised them and wrung their necks and skinned them. I discovered that through the years they didn't pluck. My grandmother did not pluck; she just skinned it, so she didn't have to worry about plucking. So they were healthy then. My grandmother wasn't pumping them full of hormones, but what we buy in stores and at restaurants, it's pumped full of hormones. In fact, most of those poor little chickens have never set foot on the ground. Think about that. And I love chicken, but still think about that. There are foods that, nightshades that, you know, potatoes, tomatoes. At one point in your life, they might be great for you because tomatoes are great for your blood and all. But then at another point, they become inflammatory. So, what is healthy eating? It's different for everybody. It really is. So, instead of going in that direction. What I have recently changed to, and I will say it's recent, um, kind of went back to it. I think I did this for a little while at one point in time, and I kind of forgot about it. So I've gone back to it. Um, it's where you just love your body. Just love yourself. That's all. Just love yourself. Just look yourself in the mirror every day and say, I love you. I love you. And even when you look in the mirror, say, I'm so grateful for my body. I love my body. I mean, don't you? If you didn't have it, if you didn't have a body, or you lost a part of your body, or another part, you might miss that. So you probably really do love your body. You're just so used to, it's so ingrained to not like our, as women, to not like our bodies because we saw airbrushed for so many years. So it's ingrained to say those things about, I hate my feet. They're too big, they're too small, they're too wide, they're too narrow. They got flat feet. They got too high of an instep, too high of an arch. Eye color, we do the same thing with. Our lips, we do the same thing with, especially as we get older, because the color starts to go and they start to thin out, and we want to plump them up and all this stuff, So we do all these weird things in pictures. Arms. And I had a 14-year-old student who had really big wings, and she'd never been overweight. She was 14. So it's not just something that comes with age. These things can happen at any time. And the thing is, what we do as adults, what we do as women, somebody's watching. Children are watching. Do you want your young girls to grow up saying these things that you wish you weren't saying? Then change it. And yeah, this is the same thing with money. It is. I'll get to that in a second. What I started saying is simply things like I said, look in the mirror and say, I love you, Beverly. Say your name. It's always good to say your name. Look yourself right in the eyes. Just like that's what I say in the every Sunday with the affirmations. So I tell you, look yourself in the mirror and look in your eyes and say the affirmation. You can throw your name in there too. I, Beverly, am. It's great to do. And we do mirror work sometimes. I do mirror work with clients. I love mirror work. It's wonderful. Look yourself in the eyes and say these things. And say, I love you, Beverly. You're awesome, Beverly. And then step back and look at your body. Maybe this is when you come out of the shower or out of the bath. Maybe it's when you're fully dressed. Maybe it's when you're changing clothes. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're looking at your naked body or not. But just say, I love my body. I'm grateful for my body. We were given these bodies to learn. Maybe we were given a disease. Maybe we were given, what some people call a deformity. Maybe we were given, some sort of heart issue or some other issue with our body. And we're here to learn. We're here to learn how to adapt. We're here to learn to look at people not as that thing, but as the whole person. We're here to serve. We're here to rejoice. We're here to be happy. So how can you use that thing, that issue, that thing you don't love, and turn it around into loving it and use it to serve people? I know people who've, been cured of cancer, some by themselves, some without surgery. And they use that because if you can do it, if you can do it, other people can do it. And then they go on and they start to see how important every single day is. And that's what you learn, and that's how you can serve. You're sharing that love for life, that complete joie de vivre. Fall in love with your body, fall in love with your life, and fall in love with money. Build your relationships. This is all self care, loving yourself, loving your body, loving your money. Because when you don't love it, when you don't love your body, you start to resent your body. Does it get better? I mean, just think about that. Does it get any better? Or does it get worse? When we feed our body terrible things, things that we know are not healthy for it, what happens? I went to the dentist yesterday. I have a cavity for the first time in ages, years, decades. And he said, so, what's changed in your diet over the last couple of years? I'm like, well, let's see, I was here last year. It's the first time this year because they kept bumping my appointment. I should have had one 3 months ago. So I'm like, what's happened since the last time I was here? I did get this weird this weird skin issue, and I did have to take some medication for it. And he said, well, that could have done it. So sometimes a change in medication will change what's going on with your teeth, as well as diet. And when I go to my mom's, which is like every day, I do tend to have a couple of pieces of candy. A couple of times. So like, it could be 4 to 6 pieces of candy. And if they're getting stuck in there, and that's where the problem comes in. So it's probably a combination of all of that. So I have to love my body more to change that so that it doesn't keep happening. Because I sure as heck don't want to go through root canals and terrible teeth. I don't want to go through that. I have had a root canal. I've had a couple of root canals. I don't want to do that ever again. Ever again. It's awful. If you've never done it, it's not fun. And I certainly don't want to do it now that I'm a little older. You know, it's one thing when you're 20, 30, 40 even, but as you start to get a little older than that, you don't want to do that. So look at the self-care. Love yourself. Tell yourself that you love you. Tell your body that you're grateful for it. Tell your body that. And don't compare your body to other people. What I like to do is anytime I say I'm grateful for my body, I also like to say, and I appreciate everyone else's bodies. Because, we're human. And most of us probably grew up with some sort of judgment. I mean, my mother still weighs what she weighed like before she was pregnant with me. So I heard judgment. Not always at me, but about everybody. I would hear this kind of judgment about other people, other women and men. Love my mother. I love my mother, but I heard that. She heard it from her family too. She grew up in that, hearing these kind of comments made about other people. And the only way we can stop it from going on to our children is to stop it within ourselves. So, and I don't know, maybe I'm on this because I've been to 2 funerals this month already, and I'm going to a 3rd one on Saturday. And there's another one coming up. I just don't know the date for it yet. Maybe that's where all this is coming from. But love yourself, love your body, be grateful for your body, appreciate everybody else's bodies, so that to make sure that you're not judging. So like you said, say, I'm grateful for my body. It lets me learn, it lets me serve, and I appreciate everyone else's body because it allows them to do the same. It allows me to do the same. By appreciating everybody else's body, it keeps me from judging. And now you're saying, what does this have to do with money? Beverly, you said this was the same thing with money. It is. You're building your relationships. Build that relationship with money too. I don't care if you're getting ones. If you've got a whole bunch of ones in your wallet, appreciate those ones. Be grateful for those ones. You might want to say, and I love 5s too. Watch the fives start coming in. I'm grateful for these fives. I love $5 bills. Watch the tens start coming in, and so on and so on. You find a penny in the street, pick it up and say thank you. I'm grateful for it. If you, I pulled out. Had to go to the store yesterday after I did the dentist. I knew that I need some of those long sleeve things that kind of block the sun a little bit. And so I thought, well, Bell's has those. I got a gift card to Bell's someplace. I'm sure I do. I got one for Christmas. So I found it and I bought two of those things and paid $10 because I had a $50 gift card. Woohoo! I was very grateful. So I mean, I thanked her for it, and I was like, thank you, brother, because my brother gave it me for Christmas. You know, be grateful for it. Say the words. Don't they don't have to stay inside. Don't let them get stuck in your throat. Let them come out, because if they get stuck in your throat, guess what? You're creating a throat issue. Been there, done that. So say the words. Let them out. Be grateful for the money. Tell your money that you love it. Treat it nicely in your wallet. Keep it on. I like to keep my money nice and straight, all the presidents facing up. You know, so that when I hold them up, I'm actually looking at the presidents. They got their heads up. They're all facing the same direction. I can go, and they're all facing perfectly, nice and smoothed out. Because if you're crumpling it all up and throwing it in your wallet, how would you like that? Do you want to be treated like some old piece of garbage and thrown in someplace? No, you don't. Neither does your money. So love your money. Love yourself. Be grateful for your body, which is loving your body, and love your money. Those three things that I'm going to suggest that you do right now. And if you're saying I can't do all that, well, guess what? We've got the all aboard the I Can Train healing session tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time. If you haven't signed up for it, check the events or just comment below on I Can, and I will send you the link to register for it tonight. It's tonight at 8 o'clock. And if you're registered for it, but you can't make it, at least you get the free replay. Okay? So then you can listen to it anytime. And you know what? Even if you do make it, you're still going to get the replay, so you can listen to it anytime. So I hope to see you there. And because let's change those I can'ts, all those beliefs of I can't do this and I can't do that, to, yeah, I sure can. So we're going to leave Stucksville, and our destination is Unstoppable Confidence Sound. Okay? Talk to you later. Have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.